Hello everyone, I hope all of you are well and staying safe and healthy. This week we will cover telecommunications and networks. Let's start with the first part of our session. So let's start with principles and learning objectives. A telecommunication system consists of several fundamental components. So after this session, you will be able to identify and describe the fundamental components of a telecommunication system, discuss two broad categories of telecommunications media and their associated characteristics, and then you will understand the importance of network applications for the organization's success, and you will be able to list and describe several network applications that organizations benefit from today. Why we should learn about telecommunication and networks? First, within our era, effective communication is important, and it's essential to the success of every mere human undertaking. Regardless of your chosen career field, you will need the communication capabilities provided by the telecommunications and network. So if we look at an overview of telecommunications, telecommunication is the electronic transmission of signals for communications. Telecommunication medium is any material substance that carries an electronic signal to support communication between a sending and receiving device. Networking protocol is a set of rules, algorithms, messages, and other mechanisms that enable software and hardware in networked devices to communicate effectively. And I already know that you are familiar with the terms of telecommunications. So we have a figure here which summarizes elements of a telecommunication system. Telecommunications devices relay signals between computer system and transmission media. So let's start with the left part. You can see that there is sending computer system and equipment, then there is signal, medium of transmission, and it is called telecommunication device. Then you can receive the signal from the receiver computer on the right hand side. So actually the communication that we complete or the communication activities that we undertake via the digital platforms happens via that diagram. So let's continue to overview of telecommunications. There is synchronous communication where receiver gets message internet instantly. So for example, we have Zoom meetings where all of you join and you can ask your questions. It is synchronous communication because as a receiver, when you receive the information, you can reply back. Okay? And then also we have asynchronous communication. Receiver gets message after some delay. It's like these videos, okay? You watch it later on. If you are dealing with important aspects and emergent aspects, synchronous communication is really crucial. So let's see basic telecommunication channel characteristics. We have a table which includes media type, description, advantages and disadvantages. And don't forget, each of the type has advantages and disadvantages. So you will pick a type depending on the situation that you are in. So we have twisted pair wire. Is twisted pairs of copper wire shielded or unshielded? used for telephone service and it's widely available. So this is the advantage of twisted pair wire. But when you check the disadvantage, transmission speed and distance limitation is a concern with this type. Then we have coaxial cable. Inner conductor wire surrounded by insulation. It has benefits of cleaner and faster data transmission than twisted pair wire, but it's more expensive than the first mentioned type. Then we have fiber optic. It's many extremely thin strands of glass bound together in a sheeting, uses light beams to transmit signals. And fiber optic cable has advantages of diameter of cable is much more smaller than coaxial, so less distortion of signal, and it's capable of high transmission rates. It is expensive to purchase and install, so this is the disadvantage of fiber optic technology. Then we have broadband over power lines. Is when data is transmitted over standard high voltage power lines. As an advantage, it can provide internet service to rural areas where cable and phone service may not be non-existent. But this technology can be expensive and may interfere with ham radios and police and fire communications. So let's continue with basic telecommunication channels characteristics. So we have wireless communication options. I am rest assured that you know this technology. Wireless transmission involves the broadcast of communications in one of three frequency ranges. So we have radio, microwave, or infrared frequencies. In some cases, use of wireless communications is regulated, then signal must be broadcast within a specific frequency range to avoid interference with other wireless transmissions. So let's continue with basic telecommunication channel characteristics. We have technology as radio frequency range, and description you can see the operation range. And as an advantage, it supports mobile user and costs are dropping. But signals are susceptible to interception, so this is a disadvantage for this technology. Then we have microwave. They have high frequency radio signals sent through atmosphere and space, often involves communication satellites. As an advantage, avoids cost and effort to lay cable or wires, capable of high speed transmission. But don't forget, it must have unobstructed line of sight between sender and receiver, and signals highly susceptible to interception. Then we have infrared frequency range. Signals within the 300 and 400 from 300 GHz to terahertz frequency range sent through air as light waves. Let's remove and install devices without expensive wiring. And as a disadvantage, this technology must have unobstructed line of sight between sender and receiver, like the above, like the microwave frequency range, and transmission effective only for short distances. So short range wireless options, we have near field communication. It can be framed as NFC. It's short range wireless connectivity technology designed for cell phones and credit cards. I know the second one is also popular for you, Bluetooth. Wireless communication specification that describes how cell phones, computers, personal assistants, and etc. can be interconnected. If you have wireless cell phone, you turn on the Bluetooth connection, then you can pair your device. It is just an example of short-range wireless options. So let's continue with short-range wireless options. We have ultra wideband, and there are short-range communications that employs extremely short electromagnetic pulses lasting 50 to 100 picoseconds over a range of 10 to 50 meters. Then we have infrared transmission, sends signals at a frequency of 300 GHz and above. Used to transmit data captured by sensors to data recorder. So let's continue with short-range wireless options. We have ZigBee, form of wireless communication frequently used in security systems and heating and cooling control systems. And it's relatively low cost and requires little power. Let's move with medium range wireless options. Wi-Fi, wireless telecommunication technology brand owned by the Wi-Fi Alliance. Employs wireless access point that consists of transmitter with an antenna that receives the signal and decodes it. Wi-Fi access points have maximum range of about 300 feet outdoors and 100 feet within a dry-walled building. And I know that this technology is really common and popular amongst our generation, we can say. So we can see an example of medium range wireless options. Wi-Fi network. So you have wireless access point and data is transmitted, received through airwaves. And you know that within a access point, a couple of devices can also join. And it is more reliable connection. But also don't forget you need to use Ethernet cable if you want higher connections, okay? So let's move with wide area wireless network types. We have microwave transmission, high frequency signal sent through the air. Common forms of satellite communication. So we have geostationary satellite, low Earth orbit satellite, or very small aperture terminal. Then we have wireless mesh, use of multiple Wi-Fi access points to link a series of interconnected local area networks. Can you provide an example for that? When you are visiting a place, then you can see the same network all over the place. So we have CIU network in our organization. So wide area wireless network types, if we continue, we have microwave communications. Because they are line of sight transmission devices, microwave dishes are frequently placed in relatively high locations such as mountains, towers, or tall buildings. And you can see that distance about 30 miles between each station. Okay, if we continue, we have satellite transmission. Communication satellites are relay stations that receive signals from one Earth station and rebroadcast them to another.